Does social media make us happier or more miserable? Imagine waking up in the morning, grabbing your phone and scrolling through Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok. In just a few seconds, you're immersed in a world of pictures, news, and stories that either inspire you or make you feel bad about your own life. But does social media actually make our lives better, or is it just a big illusion we're trapped in? Today, we're diving deep into how social media affects our minds and emotions, why it's so hard to quit, and whether we can use it in a way that makes us truly happier instead of slowly ruining our lives. Why are we so addicted to social media? Have you ever wondered why you can't resist checking your favorite apps every few minutes? It's not because you're missing something important. It's because these platforms are designed to be addictive, just like casinos. Every notification, like, and comment acts as a small reward for your brain, just like pulling the lever on a slot machine. The big tech companies behind these platforms don't want you to close the app quickly. They want you to stay as long as possible because they make money from your attention. But the real question is, does this make us happier? Let's be fair. Social media isn't entirely evil. There are actually some good reasons why it can make us feel happier. Staying connected with friends and family. Imagine how life was before the internet. Keeping in touch with people in different places was much harder. Now you can talk to anyone, anytime, and share your special moments easily. Learning and gaining new skills. The internet is full of free educational content, from online courses to informative videos. You can learn a new language, develop a skill, or even start your own business. Job opportunities and creativity. Some people have turned social media into their full-time job. If you're creative in photography, design, writing, or any other field, you can turn your passion into a real career. But on the other hand, does this really make us happier? The dark side of social media, why it makes us miserable. The moment we start comparing our lives to others, that's when the problems begin. Feeling inadequate. When you see people traveling the world, having perfect bodies, or living glamorous lives, you might feel like your own life is worthless. But what you don't realize is that these pictures aren't always real. Many of them are edited or carefully selected to look perfect. Wasting time. Have you ever picked up your phone for just 2 minutes and then found yourself scrolling aimlessly for 2 hours? That time could have been spent doing something that genuinely makes you happier or more successful, overloading your brain with information. The amount of news, stories, and content we consume daily is overwhelming. Our brains aren't designed to process this much information, which makes us feel anxious and mentally exhausted. Addiction and social comparison. The more time you spend on social media, the more likely you are to feel anxious, depressed, and lonely. The irony is that social media is supposed to bring us closer to people, but in many cases, it makes us feel even more isolated. How to use social media in a healthy way. So, should we just delete all our social media accounts and disconnect from the internet? Not necessarily. Here are some ways to make social media a more positive experience. Control your time. Use apps that help you limit your screen time. Set a daily limit instead of endless scrolling. Stop comparing yourself to others. Remember, what you see online isn't real life. Don't let filtered photos shape how you feel about yourself. Follow positive and inspiring accounts, instead of filling your feed with negative news or content that makes you feel bad. Follow accounts that motivate and inspire you. Use your time for something valuable, instead of spending hours watching random videos. Try learning a new skill, reading a book, or even starting a small project. Take a break from the digital world. Try having a digital detox once a week and enjoy real life away from screens. The psychological impact of social media. Did you know that social media affects our mental health more than we realize? In fact, many studies have shown a direct link between social media use and higher rates of anxiety and depression. When we see perfect pictures of others online, some might feel like their own life isn't enough, or that they are not as successful as others. The stress caused by these comparisons doesn't just affect our mental state, but also our physical health, leading to insomnia, high blood pressure, and other physical symptoms. Real-life stories of social media's impact. Let's look at some real-life examples. 1. Ellen DeGeneres, the famous talk show host, admitted in an interview that she faced severe criticism on social media that led her to experience depression for a period. Even though she is one of the most famous people, she felt lonely because of the constant attacks on her from online followers. 2. Ariana Grande, the famous singer, said that she had to take long breaks from social media because of its negative impact on her personal life. At one point, she took a month off from all platforms, which helped her recharge her mental health. Statistics and studies on the impact of social media here are some eye-opening statistics. A Pew Research Center study revealed that 63% of individuals who engage with social media admit that it has a negative impact on their personal life. Another study from Harvard University found that rates of anxiety and depression among teenagers have increased significantly since the rise of platforms like Instagram and Snapchat. There has also been a notable increase in suicide rates linked indirectly to social comparisons. How we compare our lives to others. One of the biggest challenges social media brings is the comparison trap. Many people feel like their lives are insignificant if they don't match up to the lives of others they see online. This feeling not only lowers self-esteem, but also affects overall happiness. However, did you know that most people don't post their flaws on social media? What we see online is only the perfect side of their life. If we compare our real lives to this curated version, we are in fact comparing reality to fantasy. Previous generations versus today's social media use. What about comparing how previous generations used the internet to how we use it now? In the past, social media didn't exist, and communication through phone calls, emails, or texts was the only way to stay connected. People had more time to focus on themselves and personal moments without digital distractions. Today, life is faster and more connected. Some believe that older generations were happier and had better mental health because they didn't have the pressure of social media. Practical tips for using social media positively. Instead of letting social media negatively affect your life, you can make it a tool that enhances your life if used mindfully. Here are some tips. Set specific times to use social media so you don't waste endless hours scrolling. Choose content that influences you positively. Follow accounts that support personal growth or inspire optimism. Challenge yourself. Instead of just consuming content, try creating something on social media. Post your ideas or projects. Conclusion: a means of connection or a tool for self-destruction? At the end of the day, it's up to us. Social media can be a blessing or a curse depending on how we use it. If we use it to connect, learn, and create, it can be a great tool for happiness. However, if we use it for endless scrolling, comparisons, and wasted time, it can definitely make us more miserable. Ultimately, don't let social media control you. Be the one in control. You decide how to use it, and you decide whether it makes your life better or worse. Final thoughts. Happiness or misery? You decide. So, does social media make us happier or more miserable? The answer isn't black or white. It all depends on how we use it. If you use it to connect, learn, and create, it can be a great tool for happiness. But if you use it for mindless scrolling, comparison, and wasting time, it can definitely make you more miserable. At the end of the day, don't let social media control you. Be the one in control. You decide how to use it, and you decide whether it makes your life better or worse. Now tell me in the comments, how does social media affect your life? Does it make you happier or more miserable? Final thoughts. What impact does social media have on you? Now I'd love to hear from you. How does social media impact your personal life? Does it make you happier or does it increase your stress? Share your experiences in the comments.